Hi everyone, welcome to AG Triathlon, to a race recap episode with Alice Alberts, who took third overall age grouper in the Ironman World Championships in St. George. Hi Alice, how are you doing?
I'm great, Adam. Thanks.
Very good. So first of all, massive congratulations on your overall podium.
Thank
Quite phenomenal, of course.
you.
Um, Tell us a bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm Alice. I'm 30. I live in Boston, Massachusetts, in the United States. I took up triathlon actually January 2021, started training, and did my first Ironman in June 2021.
Very cool. So I think it's safe to say that you had quite a astounding rise to the top of our sport. So very excited to hear more about that.
Yeah, an exciting
Um,
first year for sure.
yeah, definitely. So what I want to do is talk a bit about St. George, your race in general, and also maybe the week leading up to the race. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, sure. Let's see, the week leading up, I mean, we know as age group triathletes, I worked. So I actually think I worked like Monday and then Tuesday, flew out on Wednesday, right? The race was on a Saturday, so that was pretty hectic. Flew into Vegas, got out there, and I actually flew out alone. My husband had to delay his travels, so that was a little stressful dealing with 5 bags and myself, but nothing I couldn't manage. And then, yeah, vibes were good. I mean, the air is so dry in St. George. It's a little shocking when you get there, but I'm part of a triathlon team, my coach. So there was a lot of other athletes racing, and that was just unbelievable having that support system around me, when to get to transition drops off and like, getting the open water swim in. So that definitely decreased the stress there. And then all of a sudden it was race day.
Yeah. So tell us about your swim.
Yeah, I mean, men went off before women. And so I think I was in corral, I'm gonna get this wrong, but probably 14 or 15. So pretty far back in the start. And they actually bussed us out there super early. So I think I was bussed out there at like 5, if not 4:45. And my swim didn't start till like 7:45. So a lot of time to just hang out, eat oatmeal and such. But once it was time to go, I'd say I was sufficiently over the nerves and just kind of excited and ready to swim. Water had warmed up. It was 64. Sorry, I don't know what that is in Celsius. Um, by the
Yeah, me
started,
neither.
yeah, it had been 62 2 days prior, which was pretty cold. But swim was good. It was hard. I couldn't get on anyone's feet because I was um, going by a lot of people, which was a little hectic. And I actually tried to go out towards the side and ended up siding to the wrong buoy at one point, so got a little off. But that's okay. Was able to get back in, and then really just excited to see the end because I was so paranoid about getting off again throughout the swim.
Very cool. So you took up swimming at the same time you started triathlon, right? So
Yes, I did.
yeah, you swam a 101 with getting off course a little bit with 1 year of swimming preparation. So I reckon you're quite talented for swimming as well.
Yeah, I can't be
So
too hard on myself there. I definitely had a goal of sub 1 hour, but pleased with the 101. It was a swim PR, so I'll take
yeah, definitely. Amazing.
it.
So you come out of the water into transition. Anything eventful happening in transition?
Actually pretty funny. There was this woman shivering next to me and she's very cold. And I was like, don't worry, like you've got it. And she was like, oh my gosh, we follow each other on Instagram, which is just so funny to take you like out of the race moment and kind of into the world, right? You're like, oh, cool. So such a sweet girl. She ended up getting fifth or sixth. So good for her. But that was a really funny moment of like, wait, we're racing, but we're socializing. But nothing else really exciting on transition. Volunteers were awesome. So
Yeah,
just got
well,
my bike.
good that you didn't have a coffee break in transition.
Yeah.
Very, very good. No, but I mean, it's also very important to enjoy the race because otherwise, what are we doing, right? So,
Yeah, having fun. Right.
Awesome. Yeah, and then onto the bike. Tell us how it went.
Yeah, so I'd been feeling kind of stressed, a little off leading into it. So my coach was basically like, just treat it as like a normal joy ride. I love hills, so I kind of went into it just thinking have fun. My goal was to actually, like, I had a normalized power goal, but to kind of come in under that by the time I got to mile like 60 or 65, because that's really where the hills hit. And you'll kind of automatically up your wattage there with the hills. So just kind of keeping under that goal. And I was really, really happy throughout mile, like I'd say 40. I was like singing to myself. I was laughing. I was having a good time, whatever you have to do to stay happy. And then I don't know, I did kind of, I don't want to say fade, but just wasn't as happy when the hills kind of hit at like 75 and, hitting the watts actually did get harder. I was going down to some lower gears just to get up some of those steep hills, but a really beautiful course. So you just kind of look up and think to yourself like, wow, I'm so lucky to be here. So I just kept reminding myself, treat it like a training ride and have fun. Snow cannon got really hot. I was like overheating in my aero helmet, but got up it, and then you get a nice downhill into transition. So not necessarily what I wanted out of it. I would say my normalized power was actually a full like 20 watts average lower than my goal and what I think I'm capable of. But I've heard that from a lot of people. So just kind of using it as motivation for the next one.
Yeah, so what was your target for normalized power?
Yeah, so I wanted to be around 200. On a good day, maybe 205. And I think I came in more like,
180.
yeah, 178, 180-ish. Yeah, my
Hmm.
average power was a lot closer to my normalized power than anticipated with all the downhills, but I don't know. Definitely was below the goal, but can't be upset. I think I did end with the third overall bike split of the day behind the first and second women, and actually second place had gotten two flats, so I can't even imagine what her bike split would have been had she not
Yeah,
won.
yeah, I had I had Vanessa on the on
Yeah,
the podcast as well. She told me all about it. So
incredible
yeah,
cyclist. I actually caught up to her. I mean, because she had a flat at oh gosh, I can't even remember what mile, maybe 80 something. And I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen a woman in like hours. So it's kind of fun. I followed her actually like leading into Snow Cannon, and she left me again there, but I had her in my sights like all the way to the finish. So that was actually nice for me, not so much for her to have a little motivator there.
yeah, that's also a good sign, right? When you don't have any other women around you,
Yeah,
must mean that you're doing something good.
for sure.
Very cool. So yeah, into transition two. Did you meet anyone else who follows you on
No,
Instagram?
no fun conversations. I was handed the wrong bag, but that could be as much my fault as anyone else's. So it was fine. And then kind of got running. You kind of run right uphill right away, right there. And I'd don't like to make excuses at all. I'd like tugged something in my leg the day prior, which was dumb, and could feel it on uphills, but just kind of tried to like mentally get over it. Definitely wasn't the run I want, or yeah, wasn't the run I'd wanted, but a lot of it was just kind of just keep running, don't stop, don't walk, take water at the aid stations, cool off, and kind of just powered through for 26 miles. I wouldn't say I was ever very happy, but did it and definitely had a learning experience from it, right? You're never out of the race, and you can surprise yourself with what your body's capable of, even if you're not really feeling great.
Yeah, so not the run you want, but still did the job on the day, I suppose, right?
For sure.
How aware were you about the time gaps and the fact that you're in third position? Was it something that you were consciously thinking about, or
Yeah, so I came into T2, actually, I think only like 8 or 9 minutes down from the leader. And I was told that, and for some reason at the time that felt like a ton to me, which now looking back, it really wasn't. And I kind of lost time throughout the run. As I said, I wasn't feeling too great, but my goal at like mile 16, I was like, all right, just get to mile 23, because then you're going to have a nice downhill. And my legs were feeling good, so I knew I could ride a downhill. And I think it was at mile like 18, my coach found me on the course and was like, "You are losing time to the fourth place person." And it's funny, over like the last, I'd say 4 miles, it was like, "All right, you got 30 seconds." And then it was like, "All right, you're only up 20 seconds. Okay, you're only up 10 seconds." And I believe we were like tied. She's a different age group. So she was actually, I think,
Uh,
ahead of me in the run. And afterwards, I was like, "Oh my God, that was her. I kept seeing her." Um, and at one point, I guess we were even, and I was not feeling great, but I was like, "You know what, I cannot end this race knowing that I could have like given it my all and not coming ahead." So I actually sprinted. I think I all right sprinted. It probably wasn't very fast at the time, but the last 200 meters, and managed, I think, to take it by what, like 18 seconds, if that. But I was aware. I'm not sure she was. And I'm really proud of that. Like I said, I'm not proud of my run, but I'm really proud of the way I was able to kind of pick it up at the end, even though I didn't feel good.
yeah, exactly. So I'm seeing that you finished in 10:13:39 and she finished in 10:13:57. So
Yeah, I don't know if she
very
knew,
cool.
but I guess I'm lucky she didn't know because I sprinted that last bit.
Yeah, yeah. Very cool, very cool. And tell us about the feeling of podiuming your first World Championships and second Ironman ever,
Yeah, third Ironman ever, but
third Ironman ever.
yeah, a great feeling. I mean, gosh, we're always our harshest critic, right? Like I really did have intentions of winning, and I don't want to say I'm not proud of my time, but I knew I could have done better. I'm just going to take it as a motivator for the future. But yeah, I'm really, really proud of the race. I didn't feel great going into it. I think it was a really big mindset win for me. So the more out of the race I am, the more proud I am of, third. It's pretty cool.
Definitely, definitely. So you're a pretty positive person, right? Singing to yourself and just in general from talking to you, I can tell that. Do you think that that helps you in your racing in your performances? Because I guess keeping positive is very important mentally, at least, to keep going in an Ironman.
For sure. And I actually think that all stems from just staying positive throughout training. I really love training. I look forward to it. I try to like make sure I'm always, you obviously can't always, but I try to go into it, even if I'm tricking myself, in a happy mood, and carry that over into race day. So I'm not only, training my swim, bike, run when I'm training, but I'm also training my mindset so that I go into the race and kind of have that same. And yeah, just try to be happy with it. Why do it if you're not enjoying it? I'm relatively new to the sport, and I still want to have fun doing it when I'm doing it.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Very cool. What about rest of the season? So I guess
Yeah.
you're also qualified for Kona, correct?
So technically, but I took my pro card. Or I'm professional as of like literally 5 days ago. Um, so I won't be going to Kona because I didn't qualify as a pro. But hoping to race Lake Placid. We'll see. I haven't heard back, but I've emailed about sign up. So that would be my next one. It would be July 24th.
Very cool. So how do you get your pro card? Is it if you're on the podium and then World Championships, you automatically get it, or how does it
Yeah,
work?
there's a lot of different avenues. I was lucky enough to actually have two. I think it's like, I forget what it is, but it's top something of World Championship. It's like top five, top 10. Don't quote me there at all. And then it's coming in like top 8% that in a race that has a pro field. So I got that
Hmm.
at Coeur d'Alene last
Ah,
June.
okay, okay.
Yeah, so
So
I
right, it
kind of,
was it was yeah. T Time-wise, you have to be not more than 8% slower than the first female pro, right?
something like that. Yeah,
Okay.
sorry, I don't have all the details, but it's something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that from another
Yeah,
triathlete that's taking his pro card. Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Very cool. Well, Alice, all the best with the rest of the season and your pro career.
Thank
Once
you.
again, congratulations for your race in St. George.
Thank you.
After a year and a bit in the sport, it's quite phenomenal. And I'm sure that your quick development in the sport will also lead to very cool stuff in the pro field.
Hope so. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Talk to you later. Bye
Yep.
bye.